The lawyer's office smelled exactly like old paper and suppressed grief. I remember looking down at my hands, twisting the cheap silver ring Mom gave me, realizing this was the moment the curtain officially dropped on our family. 2 weeks after the funeral, my sister, Clara, and I were seated across a massive mahogany desk from Mr. Henderson, ready to hear the final wishes of our mother, Eleanor. I expected the usual. Maybe the house split 50-50ths, a few sentimental trinkets. Clara and I hadn't been close lately, life had pulled us into different orbits, but Mom was the anchor. Her death felt like the whole coastline was crumbling. Mr. Henderson cleared his throat, adjusting his spectacles. Your mother was very specific, which is unusual for her generation. Clara leaned forward, her silk blouse catching the light. She'd always been the polished one, the one who knew how to play the long game. I was the screw-up, the artist who moved 3 states away and only called on birthdays. The primary asset, Henderson continued, tapping the thick document, is the family home on Willow Creek Lane. It is to be awarded entirely to the beneficiary who has provided the most consistent, demonstrable support for Eleanor in her final 5 years. My stomach dropped. 5 years. That was the period Mom's health really started declining after Dad died. I'd been sending money when I could, flying back for major appointments, but Clara lived 10 minutes away. Clara didn't even blink. She just offered a small, sad smile to the lawyer. That would be me, Mr. Henderson, she said, her voice smooth as velvet. I managed the medical schedules, the home aides, everything. I was there every Tuesday and Friday without fail. I felt a searing heat rise in my chest. Wait, what? That's not fair. Henderson looked at me, pity clouding his eyes. Son, this isn't about fairness. It's about the will. I turned to Clara, my voice tight. Clara, you know I handled the estate planning when Dad died. Mom always wanted us to be equal partners in the house. We agreed. We agreed when you were still promising to be a successful novelist, she snapped, the mask slipping for a second. I was the one who held her hand through chemo, Alex. You sent flowers. Flowers don't clean out the garage or pay the insurance premiums. It stung, but I knew she was exaggerating my absence. I wasn't perfect, but I wasn't absent. I have documentation, Clara added smugly. Time-stamped pharmacy runs, receipts for groceries delivered, logs from the visiting nurses I coordinated. I sat back, defeated. She had built a fortress of justification. I had nothing but the memory of my own rushed visits. We left the office in icy silence. The house, the only constant in my turbulent life, was now legally hers. She didn't even offer me a ride back to the cheap motel I was staying in. The following week was a blur of resentment. Clara was already talking to realtors, getting estimates for staging. She wanted a quick sale. She needed the liquidity. I drove past the house late one night, just to look at the familiar porch light. I couldn't face packing up Mom's things, not yet. I ended up at the local dive bar, nursing a lukewarm beer, nursing a massive sense of betrayal. That's where I ran into Mrs. Davies, Mom's old neighbor. She saw me and immediately hugged me tight. Alex, dear boy. I'm so sorry about Eleanor. Such a wonderful woman. Thanks, Mrs. Davies. It's tough. Clara got the house. She frowned, patting my arm. Well, that's a shame. But you know, I saw Clara nearly every week, and she was always so rushed. Always on her phone. I nodded dismissively. She was busy being the primary caregiver. Caregiver? Sweetheart, Clara only came over maybe once a month when she remembered. It was you she saw. My heart hammered against my ribs. What are you talking about? Clara was here all the time. No, dear. Your sister was busy. It was you who came every other Tuesday, always bringing those gourmet coffees your mother loved. And that one time, about 6 months ago, when she fell, I saw you carry her up the stairs yourself. Clara wasn't even in town that week, I saw her Instagram stories from Cabo. Cabo. My stomach turned over. Clara's documented support logs suddenly felt paper thin. I spent the next 3 days in a feverish state, fueled by caffeine and righteous anger. I called the visiting nurse agency Clara claimed to have managed. Their record showed a subscription paid by Clara, yes, but the coordination, the scheduling, the changes, the actual check-ins had been handled by Mom's longtime friend, Margaret, who I'd forgotten even existed. Margaret confirmed it all. Mom had quietly hired her when Clara started showing real resistance to visiting. Margaret had been reporting directly to me, funneling the true status of Mom's health updates through emails I thought were just general check-ins. Clara hadn't been lying about being the one to pay for services, she'd used the joint account for that. But she'd falsified the presence.